Welcome back, Commander.
Hi guys, this is PAK with a quick video tutorial on how to beat opening Gambit challenge on gold. Now the first thing that I want to stress to you guys is it's important to have a good steady income of minerals early on in the game especially. You do this by constantly having SCVs queued up at your command center. Early on you just want to basically save up and pump out enough units to reach that 9th food, and once you have the 9 SCVs out you want to go ahead and start your first supply depot. Now after doing a lot of different tactics I found this to be the easiest for me. Basically you place those 2 supply depots and barracks right where it suggests to place them. You want to go ahead and constantly have SCVs queued up, and you want to just save up. It's also important that once your SCVs are done building, you don't want to let them just stay there not doing anything. You want to queue them up back to the mineral line if nothing else. At this point, once you have your first supply depot out, you want to just basically save up and have a good steady income before you build that barracks. I suggest you wait until you have 13 SCVs out, 13 to 14 SCVs, and then go ahead and build your first barracks. After you have started building your first barracks, it's important to start your second supply depot as fast as you can, not forgetting to queue up those SCVs back to the mineral line. Once this barracks is up, you want to quickly start producing 1 marine to hold off that first attack, as well as creating an orbital command at your command center and the 2 Vespene geysers at the geysers. It's important for them to produce that first marine out quickly to hold off that first Zerg attack. Now you should be able to be okay with that 1 marine, but just in case I ended up producing that second marine just to be safe. The buildings I doubt would have gone down, but better safe than sorry, I always say. Anyway, back at the orbital command center, you want to basically continue to queue up or send down mules, as well as fully saturating those Vespene geysers. Okay, now after this first attack, you want to go ahead and change your first barracks into a barracks with a reactor, as well as start building your second barracks. You also want to queue up a SCV to start building a Ghost Academy. This will allow you to pump out Ghost fairly quickly early on. You always want to send down mules as well as fully saturate the Vespene, like I said before, as quickly as you can. I have 1 SCV repairing those buildings, but at this point it really is important to start building your second command center. You really want to expand as fast as you can. This will allow for good income of not only minerals but Vespene gas, more importantly, from that expansion. Now once you have that Ghost Academy out, you want to start building a tech lab for your second barracks, as well as a factory. Very important for the later siege tanks. At this second wave, you saw I had taken down the roaches. You want to micro a little bit against those roaches. Take them down as fast as you can by focus firing. I think I ended up... See, I lost that supply depot, but not a big deal. Went ahead and started rebuilding again and started queuing up some more marines. It's important to micro at that point just a little bit, just so you try to lose as least amount of marines as you can. Once you have that tech lab up at the second barracks, you want to start building ghosts right away to hold off against the next couple of waves. It really helps out. You also want to start building a tech lab ability at your factory. Now once the command center is finished, you want to start building your orbital command as fast as you can. Allows for mules. You also want to keep an eye on your supply depots so that you do not get supply locked. Very important. Like I said, you always want to have something going at your buildings, whether it be marines or tanks or all 3, or ghosts rather, or all 3 of them. You always want to have something going. You never want to just stop and just, you know, remain stagnant at any of your buildings. Now of course you want to research your, once you have the tank, first siege tank come out, you always want to be starting, if not started already, the siege tank ability. I would suggest as soon as you start your siege tank to start researching your siege tank ability as well from that tech lab. Now this second wave is not, or rather third wave is not that big a deal. I mean, with that tank out Ghost as well as those Marines, you should be able to hold off it, no problem. Once this third wave is complete, you want to start expanding right away. Send your second orbital command center down to the expansion, as well as building 2 Vespene gases first. I mean, that's where you're going to be deficient at. So it's important to get those going as quickly as possible and fully saturate them. At this point, you just want to continue to pump out Marines as well as those Ghosts, because this fourth wave will have Mutalisks, and I really found that those Ghosts, those early Ghosts, really help in taking them out. Now, as you can see, I'm also trying to build that third barracks, very important for early Ghost. Siege up those tanks, and they should be able to take out those Zerglings, no problem. So I want to, like I said, fully saturate those 2 Vespene gases at expansion. In the meantime, quickly queuing up more Marines, tank. You never want to have more than 1 tank or more than 1 Ghost at each unit. You want to save the minerals for either tech labs, supply depots, whatever. So it's important to only queue up 2 Marines at a time. There you can do, I did 4, but especially the factory and that second Marine or second barracks, you want to queue up 1 Ghost and 1 siege tank at a time. Now you want to quickly build up that third barracks and add a tech lab to it, as well as building a second factory. Very important in being able to pump out the Ghosts or siege tanks in time. It's good to watch your economy at all times, because you can always see whether or not you need more minerals or more Vespene gas and act accordingly. At this point, it's basically a race against time. There really isn't a wave that could, you know, really affect you too much, especially when you have your units located up at that top ridge. They should be able to take out anything that comes. At this point, you want to be able to transfer your factory and your barracks, as you can see. But you want to make sure that you have your Ghosts already finished, if not queued up to be finished, at your second barracks before you transfer. It's very important when you get that last Ghost out before you transfer that factory. Once you have that factory transfer, you can go ahead and start pumping out those last few siege tanks. As you can see, the Ghost has finished. Just basically worrying about Marines now from all those barracks. Marines, it's just a race against time at this point. You want to pump out as many Marines as you can, as well as siege tanks. And like I said, the waves that come after this, not too important. I mean, you should be able to handle anything you have. You want to watch your supply depots as well. You want to make sure you don't get supply locked at this point, because it's very crucial that you don't lose any time. Of course, common sense, you want to siege up your tanks. I found that by placing them all along those ridges, especially up at the top, you could really start to hit those waves early on, really help in taking them out fast enough. And as you can see in that second expansion, I didn't really mine minerals. My first base seemed to do a really good job at that, and only focused on Vespene. I just finished the Marines and the tank as well. And there you go, gold. I really appreciate you watching this. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. Leave any comments below if you want.